Sergio says this fire. Posted picking Jordan ones. Look at what you become. Used to tell me it was
Oh, he's got him on.
sent from above. Pulling to rack like Diddy. Flexing on the gram with statistic. Blow a quick rack in the city. Make it right back, no kissing. Posted picking Jordan ones. Look at what you become. Used to tell me it was destiny. We were heaven sent from above. Pulling to rack like Diddy. Flexing on the gram with statistic. Blow a quick rack in the city, make it right back, no kissing. Just throw it in the bag like Fab. My city, I'ma put it on the map. Used to shop through glass, my money get big, fly to A first class. I'm lit, I'm blasted, better in my bed, got her doing gymnastics. Puff, 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 pass. Genie in a bottle, make a wish, shot granted. Feel like ZZ Top. H-Town down, I got it on lock. On the coast, y'all talk. Paying playlists, cause you know that shit fly. Two bad things, pull up to the spot. Got no preference, do you wanna swap? Had to put the work in, make this shit pop. I've been non-stop like a rolling, not a stopwatch. Now I only want the top notch. Got a jumping like it's hopscotch. Had a dream, I was looking up paparazzi. I'm like, oh, it gaga. Book a flight to Grenada. Used to drive Sonata. I'm a ball Gonzaga. It's a hit pinata. Posted picking Jordan ones. Look at what you become. Used to tell me it was destiny. We were heaven sent from above. Pulling to rock like Diddy. Flexing on the gram with statistic. Blow a quick rack in the city. Make it right back, no kissing. Posted picking Jordan ones. Look at what you become. Used to tell me it was destiny. We were heaven sent from above. Pulling to rock like Diddy. Flexing on the gram with statistic. Blow a quick rack in the city. Make it right back, no kissing.
That was Jordan Ones by Wayne Jetski. It's That Boy Ben, episode 42. I'm fucking bricked. This is sponsored by Be The Haas. Be The Haas is the best Chicago clothing company, the best clothing company in the country, and the best clothing company in North America. Use code BENT for 23% off your order. 23, how I'd go from 6 to 23 like I'm LeBent. BeTheHaas.com. Wayne Jetski, my former co-worker, still my good friend, is in the house.
How we doing, baby? I like that 6 to 23 like LeBen. I like that a lot. That was a good reference.
I lost
my fire.
Thank you. I already lost my energy and voice from hitting the goddamn chicken to the second verse, to the chorus of Jordan Ones.
I appreciate you doing that though, and I appreciate you playing the song in case anyone hasn't heard the new music. So I really appreciate you leading in with the lead single.
That was, yeah, absolutely. I think one, that was my first time hitting the chicken as a 25-year-old, and that was not a good idea. Even though I work out every day, I feel like I'm about to just snap at this moment. For those that don't know, Wayne Jetski, I said, he's a Barstool employee, he's a producer, he's an artist, he is a personality around. He's always been a personality, but now he's getting his ray of shine, and he's expressing himself through music, from being on Stool Scenes videos with Troops, you name it, he's there. I want to know about the origin of Wayne Jetski.
The origin of the actual name is a little bit different than the origin of me getting there, but they're kind of intertwined. When I was in college, I went to Stevens Tech. It's a small engineering school in Hoboken. My senior year, I was not an engineer, by the way. I was not smart enough. I just played lacrosse and I somehow got in. I was like a business major.
I see the shoulders. I see the traps.
Yeah. But when I was there, my senior year, there was a little bit of like a bubbling hip hop scene, largely in part to this kid who goes by It's Wonderful. He doesn't live in the area anymore, but he had now a out called Pineapple Juice, maybe, or I can't remember what the name was. But he was like the only person that I knew who had put out music. He didn't go to my school; he went to Seton Hall, but it was close. And I had friends that went to Seton Hall that knew him. I had always freestyled and stuff, but I'd never recorded any music. So this kid was kind of making a little bit of a wave. So I started a website to write about music in my area, and he was one of the artists that I was writing about a lot. The website kind of got a little bit of a buzz. Just in my school, I would write about sports, music. It's kind of like Barstool themed, but a little more music centered. One day I was like interviewing the kid because he was dropping another project or something like that. And he was in like a home studio, not even a studio. He had like a fucking shitty $50 mic, and me and a couple other kids. And he was like, he knew I freestyled because I'd always freestyle, but I never recorded anything. And he's like, you want to get on this beat? So whenever I get on the beat, like one take, it was the first time I ever recorded with like auto-tune or anything like that. I thought I fucking sucked. Like I thought the kids were like, all right, get out of the room. As soon as I finished my verse, and I did it in like one take, and I was like, what, did I fuck up? And they're like, no. And I was like, God, these kids don't fuck with me. And then I came back in, and they had one kid who could kind of mix it a little bit. And they're like, this is fire. Like you're not taking another take. That was like my first start making music, but I had been writing on this website under the name Wayne Jetski, which is the pen name I picked. And when they were putting out the song, they're like, what do you want your artist name to be? So I was like, I guess I'll use Wayne Jetski. And then I switched all my Twitter, Instagram, everything to Wayne Jetski at the time. So that's how the name came about. Barstool kind of intertwined to that. So I got my foot in the door because of the website. I sent a bunch of like test articles to, I don't even remember who it was, but when they had apply for internship link. So I set up my resume, I sent a bunch of my articles to my website. I got an interview, got my foot in the door, didn't get hired. Then I went home that fall. I was supposed to graduate in the spring and I didn't. I just fucked around and had a couple credits I couldn't make up. So all my friends were graduating, getting like 6-figure jobs or whatever in finance and shit. I was kind of like down on my luck a little bit. And then by chance, someone that I went to college with ran into somebody who worked at Barstool at the time as the chief of staff in adult and men's lacrosse league. And they just had started shooting the shit. And he mentioned that I had applied to work there. He's like, oh, my buddy applied to work at Barstool to get the job. He's like, oh, well, we actually need an intern. Do you think he'd be able to do this job? And the job that I was offered then was not what I had wanted. I wanted to be in like production or on camera, but I was just going to be like the office manager's intern. So I was just stocking shelves, getting coffees, emptying out the waste from the RV. So I started like very much from the bottom. So that's how I initially got there. And then I kind of just worked my way up little by little, started doing video editing, started doing podcast and radio production, and got good enough support where they hired me full time as a producer. And then since have probably gotten a little bit of camera time, not really on camera too much, but a lot of producers there probably don't have like forward facing like internet personalities or whatever. And I'm one of the people that does, not by any means the biggest, but the past like maybe year and a half that has since gotten to be a bigger part of my role there.
So working at Barstool, this is a question, I always get asked. I'm sure you heard it. I was surprised you actually didn't hear it, but so do you know Dave?
Yeah, I would say I definitely know Dave, at least
nice.
In a professional capacity for sure.
So like Big Cat, like KSC.
Oh yeah, I know those guys. They're just as funny in real person as they are online. That's what I always tell people.
It's amazing how many times we get asked that. You know them?
And the follow-up question is, are they really as funny as they are? Like, what are they like in real life? What are they like? And the answer is always pretty much like they're regular dudes, and yeah, they're about as funny, if not more, in real person than they are on the internet.
I've gotten asked, do you get paid from Barstool? I was like, no, let's do it for the love of the game.
Yeah, right. Well, when I first started, like the first three, maybe it was like 2 or 3 months, something happened with my payroll and I didn't get paid. And I was like too scared to say anything, which is stupid. But then they finally like back paid me and everything worked out. When I first started, I didn't get paid for a little bit.
After your intern thing, you moved on to Barstool Breakfast and you're a key part of that.
RIP Barstool Breakfast. Miss working with those guys every day. It was our serious morning radio show. That's what I really credit to me becoming a full-time employee there, because that's when I first started doing video content, at least like filming and editing. And they also allowed me to be like a third or fourth, whatever you want to call it, mic on the show, in addition to producing it. So they made me more comfortable on camera, made me more comfortable talking on a mic. And I really credit that to being part of the reason, if not the entire reason I was hired full-time, and like helping me get more comfortable, whatever, in this weird like media world that we occupy.
Fly right there. And that was when you were waking up about 4 a.m. to be at the studio at about 6 or 6:30, and you wouldn't go home till like what, 4 or 5?
I live in Jersey City now, but I used to live in Long Island. I'm originally from Long Island, so I would wake up would have to take the 5:15 train. The train station was about 20 minutes from my house, so I have to get up at like 4:25, drive my car 2 towns over, and I would always time it up to where I ended up like even if I left myself enough time in the morning to like get up, eat breakfast, take a shower, do my hair, like get in the car and go. Like then if I left myself enough time, I would like leave my wallet or something, have to double back. Like I would always find a way to pull up to the train station at 5:10 for the 5:15 train, and I have to sprint onto the train. But we get on the train at 5:15, get there by like 6:30. I'm probably lying, but I always get there probably like 6:50. I would shot clock the bitch. And then I would stay for the show. The show was from 7 to 9. And then afterwards I would stay and do video content or just do whatever was asked of me. And I would leave about like 5. And then by the time I got home off the train, it was like 6:30. So I was like burning the candle at both ends. And that was fucking tough for sure. But it, helped me grind and gave me a good work ethic, I think.
There's 2 things we have in common. We both look white, but we're not. And 2, we grind so hard that we would stay overnight and sleep at the office.
Yes, we definitely did do that. I first started doing that. I will say though, disclaimer, I am definitely white, but I have a little flavor to me. I don't want anyone to think that I'm what's her name? Rachel Dolezal in this bitch and trying to claim that I'm a different race than I'm white, but I have some flavor. I like to think of myself as clear maybe. But yeah, I think me and you definitely had spent nights in the office at the same time. And I started doing that in the old office in HQ2. And that's when I was really like not getting paid a lot. And it was kind of either in some circumstances, depending on like where I was in like the pay cycle or like if I was in between checks, it would be like, you can either go home, not necessarily be able to get lunch tomorrow at work, or sleep here, stay late, do your work, and then, you know, you can afford a little bit more food for the next day. So I used to do that quite a bit. I used to take an air mattress and blow it up in like the bullpen, which is like our control room. So me and you definitely versed in the sleeping in the office game. It ended up not always being a great look, but you had to do what you had to do.
I love sleeping in the office, bro. You're never late for work. It's almost
True.
free rent. You got restaurants right next to you, whatever you need right next door to you. Honestly, the couch in the dream room is one of the comfiest couches I ever slept on in my life. And the room is pitch dark, pitch black. You don't see or hear anything. It was wonderful. Also, I was living with a 25-year-old alcoholic gambling pothead that jerked off without headphones. So I would much rather be at the office than be with that dude. So that balanced out.
Oh, I thought you were talking about like yourself for a second, like talking about yourself now. And I was like, what do you mean 20? I was like, alcoholic? I don't peg you as an alcoholic. Then I realized you're talking about your old.
Oh, the jerk off. Yeah. Everything else 25. Yeah. That's spot on. There was one morning, I think at 7:30 in the morning, there was a Barstool breakfast going on. It had some boxer was on, but I think Kelly Martin's assistant was knocking on the door, like, what the fuck? And then she tried to break into it. And she got in. She's like, Mantis? I'm like, morning. She's like, what are you doing?
And the boxer came in. See,
yeah.
That's one thing because I was there for the morning show and I had to set up, I was always up before anybody else. So no one ever, like, I always cleared my tracks and I made sure no one ever knew I was in there. But that's something I had to learn the same way, like trial and error. Because I think one day I might have actually slept through the first segment, and then like Zach came and like banged on the door and found me in there. But anytime I like in the intern days, anytime I went out after work, anytime like I did anything, it was, and if I ended up like buying a couple beers at the bar and my card was close to getting declined, I was sleeping at that office for sure.
I miss it. If you're working right now and you want to sleep in the office, do it. Don't listen to what others think to you. It's a wonderful lifestyle. Don't knock till you try it.
Unless there's a strict company guidelines, which they were necessarily not at Barstool. Unless there's like a strict company guideline, like you're fired if you sleep in the office, then maybe don't.
Wayne Jetski has had this album project called Wayne's World out for, I believe, a month now. Are we at a month?
Yeah, about a month and change. It's like a month, probably like 5 weeks, 5-6 weeks.
About 5 weeks, it's already got 100K plus streams. It was at one point the number 6 iTunes hip hop album. It was one point the number 36 iTunes album in all genres. I love the album. Everyone's showing so much love. I love how KFC's pumped it up a lot. Big Cat Dave gave me a lot of love. I think honestly that was just, you don't respect when you're having your bosses go out of their way to put out your work, whether it's a video or whatever you're creating. And I thought that was really, really cool. But like, everyone's showing you so much love, and it's really, really fucking great album. So I got a lot.
Thank you, Doug.
Yeah, dude, a lot of good questions about that. What do you think is your most slept on line in your songs from that project?
The song "Dance Dance." No one has like picked up these lines yet because later on in the project, it's a little bit different sounding song. It's a hyper pop song. I think it's song number 9 on the project. See me faded in the party, pair the split with some Bacardi. I've been dunking on these bitches like my name changed to Amari. Stout a Meyer while I'm sipping. Yeah, the ale, it warms my body. And the barman got them heavy hands like Tyson at the Garden.
Why they just stuck? See me faded in the party. Pad a spliff with some Bacardi. I've been dunking on these bitches like my name changed to Amari. Stout a Meyer when I'm sipping. Yeah, the ale, it warms my body. And the barman got them heavy hands like Tyson at the Garden. I'm fried.
But I say dunking on these bitches like my name changed to Amari, and then I say Stout Meyer, but also like Stout Meyer, like a beer can also be called a stout. So I'm like admiring the stout. So I say the ale, it warms my body. So it's like a double entendre with a basketball reference and a beer reference. I think that's the maybe not the hardest bar, but the most like clever bar that I had, and no one has picked up on it yet. So I'm a little disappointed in that, but that is by far my favorite line of the project.
It is bars. I was hoping you say that one too. It went over my head at first. I heard Stoudemire. I'm like, I didn't even think about Stout of the drink.
I fucked up because I didn't do the upload all the lyrics to like Genius, and you can upload them to iTunes. And there's no excuse for me to not have done it now. But like when I release singles, I do it. But I did the cover art for this album. You know, like we sequenced it so many different times. There was like 3 different versions as far as like how the tracks were gonna get listed. So when it was finally out, and my producer Saj was like, "You gotta upload the lyrics too," and I was like, "Dude, I'm not doing the fucking like I'm not doing that right now. I should have done it by now. One day I'll drink a big coffee and upload it. But I think if I had uploaded the lyrics like as fucking every major label artist does, or they have a fucking intern do, I would have caught a little bit more. More people would have caught the line.
I was wondering this too with Art. I was watching a little Tucker interview, and he mentioned something about like some like bitches and hoes, whatever. But he was dating a girl at the time, so yeah, he had asked a girl permission to talk about another girl. So are your songs in this project, is it about a specific girl? Is it about somebody else? Did you get a permission slip?
Happily in a relationship, and I'm in a great relationship. I have a girlfriend who's fantastic. Shout out Daniela. She's though I wouldn't have been able to make this album, not content wise, just like actually physically recorded without her blessing, because I recorded the majority of it in my apartment. None of the songs, like at least none of the negative bars about women, are about her by any means. It's just kind of like a culmination of the earliest I worked on any of the songs that were included in the project was June 2020. So that's like a year and a half almost. But this is kind of like a culmination of me making music the last 3 years. So anything about like females or negative, kind of bars or song structure about females is not about Danielle. Definitely about like real things I've experienced and real relationships I had. But none of it was necessarily about her. But no, I didn't have to have any permission slips signed. She kind of just lets me do my thing. And I think she knows that if I'm talking about, bitches and hoes and stuff, it's not centered or directed at her.
Hope not. She's a great lady. Did you?
No, she's the best.
Did you wish her a happy birthday this year by chance?
Of course I did.
And you didn't wish me one?
Why? You guys have the same birthday?
Yeah.
Oh fuck! I'm an asshole. I'm sorry, man.
That's all right.
I was gonna say happy belated birthday before.
It's cool, man. Well, anyway, that was episode 42 of That Boy Ben. We appreciate you having you on. And all right.
That was fun. I was like, why are you asking about that Yale's birthday? I apologize for my my what's it called? My lateness on wishing you happy birthday.
No, that's when you know you're grinding. We forget birthday. The Logic made that little the under pressure at the very end is like, sorry, I missed your birthday. I've been going through whatever. So that's when you know you're grinding.
I'm really bad at remembering birthdays, like across the board. The only time I ever I don't check Facebook that much, but when I get a feeling that I'm missing someone's birthday, I always check Facebook and try to double check it because I don't have it written down anywhere. Maybe that makes me a bad friend for not having people's birthdays memorized. But I feel like now that we have everything on our phones, like we don't fucking memorize anything. So to anybody out there who's listening whose birthday I've also subsequently forgot, I apologize. It's just the kind of thing that escapes my mind, and maybe that means I'm a shitty person. But next year, I'm going to set a reminder as soon as we end this call. Next year, you'll get a call from me on at midnight on September 29th, correct?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I hope so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is Instagram and Twitter going to add birthday notifications?
Twitter, if you go
has a little
profile on their birthday, has the balloons, I think.
Yeah, Instagram, you do it. Instagram, you need to do it a little like a story circle or a circle around the profile picture. That'd help a lot.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Birthday cake killers type beat. You feeling, Malik?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I feel you.
there we go. Appreciate it. Just waiting for that.
Shout out Malik.
What song did you not expect to do so well? I always have videos that I believe I'm not trying that much, and the Cactus Jack, I did not expect that to blow up.
The second track, Call My Bluff.
Why you wanna call my bluff? Just call me up. I've been in the section stuck, I'm rolling up. Promoter said I smoke too much, he sold my grub. Just a year ago, I was living tough, my pockets rough. Now the numbers, they'll double up, run them up. Chasing profits on the pavement, run 5Ks in the basement, just face it. I don't wanna be that guy, cause every beat that stings soon dies.
A lot of people were really fucking with it. It's probably a little bit more like traditional rap than anything else in the project, I guess. So a lot of people who like fuck with me, who are not into really like the singing stuff as much, were into that more, and it definitely did better than I had expected it to do. And it's definitely one now. Like, I haven't shot any videos yet for this, which I'm a little slack on, but that's definitely what I'm considering shooting a video for. So Call My Bluff is one that surprised me in how many people liked it.
What song did you put your most heart in and just didn't recognition you thought you would?
Cross My Heart was the one I put probably the most heart into.
That was the 3 Whiskey Deep one, right?
Yeah. I was wasted in London when I was recording it.
Yeah, baby, cross my heart, don't waste my time. No way to stick that needle in my eye. These drinks, they keep me high, make me feel right. And I need you tonight, said I need you tonight.
I was on quarantine. I couldn't leave my apartment. I couldn't leave my hotel. So I was just kind of messing around, trying to shoot the shit. And I just like put a snippet out on Twitter of me like just humming the melody and then getting a quick like freestyle of the chorus. And people actually like that one it does like numbers wise on the project, it's still pretty well. But that was the one I definitely put my the most like heart into it. It's the most like heartfelt sad boy, like Lil Peep type shit. So that was the one that definitely I think I took some part of me and put into the music.
Speaking of part of me is actually one of my favorites.
Pardon me, pardon me, pardon me, pardon me is thinking about that part of me. Pardon me, pardon me, part of me's not thinking about you honestly.
you, bro. Thank
It
you.
reminds me of Nav.
It was definitely very much inspired. My whole sound is like I've said before. My whole sound is definitely inspired by Nav. Pardon Me was like pretty much totally like created or the like the finished version thanks to my engineer and also producer Henny. So shout out Henny. I had like just like a kind of a freestyle of 4 different things that I thought should be the hook on that beat. Henny didn't make the beat. Arco Snow made the beat, but Henny like took all the pieces of like these random like I don't know 4 bars I would put, and then he chopped and put them together. And then slowed it down and like put like a chopped and screwed outro on it. So he really made that into what it was. Like that was really just supposed to be like a 1 minute interlude, and then he turned it into like a song that flowed perfectly. So Pardon Me is, I think that's just hard too. It's like very reminiscent of Nav's first music when he would do the same thing. Like he would always chop and screw everything on the outros and like lead into the other song. So thank you for appreciating that.
Yeah, I fucking love that. That was the last song I listened to before I parked. Are you still the fastest white rapper of all time?
Still gonna 100% maintain that. I am. Last year I was clocked at 4.740. Within the last year, something happened. Now, like whenever I'm still fast as fuck, still can run fast, but anytime I run or do anything pretty much athletic, I pull my groin like almost instantly. I think my abductors are misaligned, is what someone told me. I need to go to PT or go to chiropractor. But I still am the fastest.
I got a chiropractor for you.
Oh well, I need to. Is he in Indiana? That might be the only issue.
Well, if I'm still alive, she can do wonders for you.
All right, well, I might have to fly to Indiana to get my shit fixed because my hips are all fucked up, and anytime I run, not so much like run in a straight line, but any lateral movement, I pull my groin. So I'm still maintaining that I'm the fastest white rapper alive, but I would like to at least, before anyone tries to challenge me on that, I need at least 1 physical therapy session to get my shit reassessed and realigned, and then I'll be able to take out the competition. Like I've seen, he's your boy. I've seen Jack Harlow on the basketball court. I've seen him. He's decently. I think he's a pretty decent athlete, pretty good athlete. He's not beating me in a straight ahead sprint. I'm trying to think of other white rappers. MGK doesn't seem like he could beat me in a straight ahead sprint. He's more punk rock right now. I'm trying to think who else. White. Eminem, Lil Dicky, very good at basketball, but is like deceptively athletic. I don't think he has straight line speed. I'm not saying I'm the best athlete of all white rappers, but I might be. But I'm definitely the fastest. So that's what we're gonna. I'm maintaining that still for sure. It's a self-bestowed honor that I'm very proud of.
Speaking of an honor, it's an honor to have Be the Host as the official sponsor of that boy Bent. Like I said, user code BENT, BENT. How I Girl from System 23. My download Bent for 23% off your order. If you're watching YouTube right now, you'll see some clips right now. Just some t-shirts, sweatshirts, cologne, sunglasses, hats. Got it all. The fall collection just dropped. Hard ass cream sweatshirts. We got it all. Frank Kaminsky wears it. I wear it. Cameron Crutwood, fucking Max Struss. We got everyone. If you're the host, then you're the boss.
I wear it. I'm just not wearing it right now, but I wear it.
Exactly. But you wear it. Everyone, rappers, athletes, deformed humans. God bless. I asked all my guests with Mating with Mantis, how does one like me get to, in your terms, the coochie?
Get to the coochie. I think the key to the coochie is very much in the way you approach a woman confidently and knowing kind of like what you're up against in each situation with a woman. I think a lot of times if you're talking to a girl and she's like playing hard to get or like not exactly giving you the attention that you want to get out of her, you gotta like legitimately like maybe just dead it and cut it off. And a lot of times they'll come back to you, and a lot of times I think women giving trying to play hard to get is actually them like wanting to see if you're gonna either like be all over them and like constantly hit them up or cut them off. So I think subconsciously a lot of times women like when you if they blow you off, you stop texting them. So I think it's like assessing the situation and assessing how the woman is or how her like what her behavior means, and you have to kind of bob and weave. So if you're not getting the response you want, cut it off. And if she doesn't come back, she's not the one, and then you got to keep moving on. But I think being laid back, confident, and not overstepping your boundaries and not overplaying is the key to getting the coochie easy. Some people will say, you gotta get in the gym, you gotta get your body right, you gotta get your money up, which is all valid things. But I think that outside of that, you need to be able to play it cool and slow play your interactions with women. And if need be, when they're playing hard to get, then you got to start playing a little hard to get.
That's probably one of the best we got so far. There's always been just be yourself. There's gonna be a girl out there for you. Just be kind. Just show them who you are. No, it doesn't work.
It doesn't always work. Like, and it might sound fucked up, but like sometimes you gotta like be a little bit of a dick, and that's not be a dick to the girl. That's like be a dick in the way you move. Like if she blows you off one weekend, maybe you make plans with her, and then you blow her off the next weekend, and then you don't talk to her. Like that is being a dick in like how you move, but you're not being like an asshole, like calling the girl like terrible names or stuff,
No.
like that. You just gotta sometimes you gotta give them a little bit of the medicine that they're dishing out. And then it makes them like, oh, like that's how I got my girlfriend, 100%. Like I was hollering at Danielle for a minute, like asking her, like just chatting her up, like trying to feel it out. Asked her on a date, she blew me off, and then I just stopped talking to her. And then like a week later, she started hitting me again, and then lo and behold, we went on another date, and then the rest is history. So I think me like giving her a little bit of what she gave me made her like realize like, oh shit, I kind of miss talking to him, and then it all fell into place.
That's actually happening right now with the girl I'm talking to. That's actually really perfect. Well, I think she hasn't really been talking. She's been kind of cut. We've been both not talking the past couple of days. So I sent her a Snapchat today. Got nothing. She opened it. Shit. So I'm starting to keep doing my editing podcast. I'm gonna keep doing my shit. See if she hits me back 2 days from now. See what's up.
And if she Snapchats you back, you got to open it and not respond. Like you can't respond right away now. If she decides, because that's probably what's going to happen. She's probably going to then like decide like, oh, I haven't talked to Austin in a little bit. I'm going to send a Snapchat. Then if you open that Snapchat and respond right away, then you blew it back.
Yeah.
Like you fumbled it already, because like then she's like, oh, he's being, I don't want to deal with this guy. He's desperate, whatever. That's when, as soon as you get one back, you open it, and don't open it right away. Like wait like 8 hours to open it, then open it.
8 hours.
Don't respond. Maybe not 8, maybe like 2 hours.
Definitely
I'm
following your lead. I'm following your lead.
I would say give it. We'll say 3 hours. Open it. Don't respond.
Some great advice, boys and girls listening. Boys, wait 3 hours for a Snapchat and don't reply to it. Just open it, and then you'll lose your virginity in like 5 days.
It's not necessarily the case in all facts. Like if you're or in all situations, like if you're talking to a girl and like you guys are in the throes of like maybe snapping a little dirty, and she sends you a Snapchat, and that Snapchat might have a little titty, little ass, little nipple, little something in it, then you got to respond to that, because you got to keep that going, because like, if your girl's feeling it, and she's, engaging in some snap sexting, you want to keep that going. But if that's not where you're at, then that's where you can, play a little hide and seek with the answering of the Snapchats.
My favorite game growing up was my favorite game growing up was Heads Up 7-Up.
Heads Up 7-Up.
Yeah.
I never got head during Heads Up 7-Up. I think that would have been probably a cause of concern.
Can you imagine, bro, you're sitting there with the head down, you just feel something like, all right, look up, you're getting topped.
Yeah.
That'd be the greatest game ever. Speaking of the dirty Snapchats, that reminds me, there's a girl at IPUI, I'm not going to say her name, but Mia. She would send me nudes all the time, but she would fuck every dude in the dorm besides me. I was her listener friend, I guess.
Do you think you were like her, like some people have like alt accounts on Twitter, like burners, they're like at least Twitter comedians do. I know they'll put up a joke on like an alt account, and just to gauge to see if it's good and to see if it'll do well. And that's maybe what she was to you, you think, or you were to her? You think she was like she was sending you these nudes to like see if like it's a fire nude? Were you ever responding?
I
like
think she was just fucking psycho.
mid nude.
She was just psycho.
That probably also works too. College girls tend to college people in general tend to be a little mentally unstable, so it could happen.
Yeah, when your girls are in healthcare, like nursing, they're in their own world. Great nursing
majors,
but great
I'm
top,
sure.
But yeah, if you see a nursing girl with a Vista in her bio, it's fucking over. Just
yeah, they're used to working with instruments, right?
Wayne Jetski. Before we get into our last segment, you can stream his platform. You can stream his album Wayne's World on all platforms, even on YouTube. You already got some music videos out for Karate, Light Show, Toxic. Is there any others you have out?
Karate, Light Show, Toxic are the only ones. They were previously released, and previously like the singles are like I released them before I put out the album, so those are the only ones that had music videos. But I'm gonna have definitely at least 1 or 2 music videos within the next, before like the year's over or the beginning of the new year, that come out for the album. I'm also probably going to do like a tiny desk type of thing, like a live not a live concert. Like
yeah, you're telling me about that.
Like a live set. So I'm going to have like my vocals and everything like fully engineered in real time. So I'll have like the auto tune and everything going, so I sound crispy. That I still have to shoot and knock down a date for. So that's coming as well. But yeah, I'm gonna definitely be dropping new music videos for sure.
Has there been a conversation about you being an opener for Pop Punch?
I've opened for them previously, and it was definitely before my music was at the level it is now. I know that they're I've been seeing them rehearsing, so I'm assuming they're probably gonna have a show sometime soon. If I get offered to do it, I'll 100% do it. And I would like to hopefully like be able to bring like my engineer and stuff and have like a my vocals mixed live and have it kind of like the Travis Scott live type of environment if possible. If not, I'll gladly go on stage with the mic and just scream. But yeah, if I get offered, I will totally do that. Definitely looking to perform at some point within the next couple months. Don't have anything locked in stone. I'm still trying to market the album right now, but the live set will definitely be something very cool. And hopefully maybe after that'll make people want to book me for shows.
All right, we're not gonna wait for an offer. If you're watching this right now, this video is happening in a podcast, but now putting this on Twitter as I'm talking right now. Retweet this video, like it, tag Roan, Robbie, the whole Frankie, PFT, tag them all. Say Wayne Jetski is your opener for the next few future coming Pop Punch shows. He fucking deserves it, and his music fucking slaps. I'll say it for you.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah.
But if they decide not to have me be the opener, that's completely cool. That's fine as well. But I think I have a great I think I have a pretty decent stage presence. I've never been able to perform with like the stage setup and the mic like tuned to where I want. And I think it'd be really, really, really fire to be able to have like the live effects on the vocals. It's something I've always wanted to do ever since I seen Travis Scott perform live. I was like, this is what I need to do. This is the way to make it work. Because a lot of times rap live, especially nowadays, kind of sucks. And it's just like people like doing their songs over a backing track. And a lot of times like the rapper's fucked up, like leaned out on pills, and they just don't sound like what they sound like in the studio. And they're also like not trying that hard. So the few times I have performed, I've always tried to bring as much energy as possible, and upping the production value and the quality of like, how the vocals sound with live engineering, I think is something that would be really cool.
Oh, you would love Jack live. He's word for word himself.
Yeah, I've seen him. I saw him with you. He's fire.
Yeah.
I haven't seen him since like he really blew, but yeah, he doesn't. I mean, he definitely has probably a little bit of a backing track, but it's definitely probably low for the most part. He does and he does everything word for word. He's fire. He's a super talented performer, and that's like why he's going to be, one of the people that last, because a rap career is usually, once you get on, it's usually pretty short because you kind of flame out, and it doesn't seem like he's going to do that anytime soon, or if ever.
He's got it straight, and so do you too. It's just a matter of time for both of you guys to really get to where you want, and it's going to happen. Speaking of that kind of falls into our last question. You know me for 3 years. I've known you for 3 years. I've seen you. The first thing we were talking about was making music. Who would have thought that you'd be where you're at now, the way you progress in your music, but also, I progress in my basketball shots and whatnot. We both evolved into who we are as people. But when you see me, and when you think about the progress you made in music, production, as an entertainer, internet personality, what does the term bent mean to you?
Bent means to me that you need to be malleable. You need to be able to jug and
I'll be right there. What does malleable mean? I've never heard that word.
Malleable is like if an item is malleable, it can be rolled out or it can be bent, maybe you would say. You need to be able to kind of like move into certain areas that you didn't think you'd be able to. You need to bend. You need to change avenues. So I think being bent to me is being able to pivot and stay true, but also stay true to yourself. But alter course sometimes, because I didn't expect myself to be where I am today. I didn't expect myself to like be at Barstool, be making music. If you had asked me fucking 5 years ago if I think my album went number 6 on the iTunes charts, I'd be like, what the fuck are you talking about? There's no way. But there's definitely some bends I had to make to get to that point, some pivots, and I had to just keep moving despite bending in certain directions. So I think it's about being able to move in different directions at certain points, but also staying true to yourself.
I love that. Oh, we lost the camera. Uh-oh.
No, I'm back. I'm back.
We did it.
I'm back.
I love that.
Yeah, I had a call come in. I'm sad because I feel like that was a great little outro, and that was a great explanation of what I thought it's bent. What'd you think? Did I do a good job?
That was a great definition of bent. Wayne's World. It is everywhere. It's on Apple, Spotify, YouTube. Is Pandora? I use Pandora.
It's on Pandora. I think the distributor I use services to everywhere. So it's on Pandora. It's on YouTube. It's on iTunes. On Apple Music. It's on Spotify. If you're listening on Spotify, please save any of the songs to a playlist that you have, or just make your own new playlist It could just be the only song on there. But saving songs in on Spotify playlist helps it in the algorithm, so that would be greatly appreciated. And if you listen to the album and you stream it and you decide you maybe want to pay for the full thing, you're not gonna get anything more for buying it on iTunes, but it'll help me because it helps me not get a fucking 1/1000th of a cent from Spotify. So if you're able to throw me the $10 and purchase it, please do so. Humble plug.
Humble. If you're with a girl, you're on a date, even though maybe you want to dance the night away, Light Show featuring Function Adams is a great song.
Yes, sir.
Tots has been one of the most popular songs. The one I listened to earlier was Jordan 1's. That's one of my favorites. I still think, Kawasaki.
So that song's like hyper pop. That song's probably like the most like out there experimental sound I had there. But I'm glad you like that song. That's just a little different, right?
There's a video game back in the day called Dynasty Warriors. And the song reminds me that it would fit in that track of that game.
A lot of people have said it to me actually. Like it sounds kind of like an 8-bit video game.
Yeah.
But that's definitely kind of what it's rap, but it's also hyper pop. And hyper pop is like a new genre that's been popping up, and it's kind of like normally the vocals are sped up because the tempos are so high on the beats. But I don't like want to pitch up my vocals or anything. But it definitely has like video game type vibes to it. So I appreciate you recognizing that.
Absolutely.
Toxic Part 2 is on the way, so there'll be a song and video for Toxic Part 2 sometime in the near future.
There it is. We're going to end it with Kawasaki. Go stream Wayne's World. It is a great, great project. And is the growth from seeing Wayne from 2018 to now is immaculate. And I'm very proud of you. And you're fucking killing it.
Thank you, man. The same to you. And I appreciate you noticing the growth from 3 years ago, because that's when I really started taking music seriously. It was 2018. It came a long way from, I still record in my fucking bedroom, but I think I got a lot better at it. So I really appreciate you recognizing the growth, and I really appreciate you having me on here. Shout out you. Just keep doing your thing. It's beautiful to see you blossom and doing your own thing. And shout out the guys in the back. Shout out my producers, because I love always giving love to the producers and the audio guys, because they need love too. But thank you so much, Austin. And I'll make sure to keep staying bent at all times.
Stay bent. Hit the chiropractor too. Kawasaki to end the podcast.
I want that paper Kawasaki. I need that money fast. Think she know me.